like Italy. Oh, pretty good. Rare night at home. School starting up though, so there'll be many nights that I can't be home. Just got to deal with it for a little longer, I suppose. I think so. This last week kind of the paperwork got a little messy, and I thought, this is probably it. In 2 weeks, we've got the VHF contest. I don't know how I'm going to play the game, but I'm definitely going to play the game somehow. Yeah, right. So maybe bear, or it'll either that, or I'll just be right here. Yeah. Anyway, you're sounding good. I guess we're live streaming here. Something looks like it's on the screen here. Oh, I didn't check that. I do have to fix this VHF rotor if I'm going to be here, because it's stuck on north, and that's not going to help. Yeah, I see you on the screen here. Happy to have checked in, and I'll just be monitoring for the rest of the net. I got you. You're checked in. The first word out of your mouth that I could identify, and you're automatically checked in. That's the way I work. That's the way I roll. Very good. And I guess we won't hear anything from Aaron unless he talks to you and you talk to me. Well, that's true. If he wants to, he knows how to turn the station on remotely. Yep. Well, we'll see. I'll log him in because he's effectively here, or it wouldn't be on. So we'll put him in here. That's probably something I should do without question when I see live streaming. Good point. Yeah. If you're live streaming, then he's in control. By the way, I think there's a club meeting Friday. The second Friday of the month, and I think, yeah, I'll check it. Well, it's got to be the 12th. The 12th of this. This is the 8th today, locally, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, you're quite right. Okay. So we'll be there. And I understand Dave, WA6LOL, who did join the club recently from Sonora, is going to be down. He's going to take a motel somewhere over there on Blackstone or thereabouts on Blackstone, Shaw area, somewhere up and down Shaw. Stay overnight, but planning on having maybe dinner with us when we go out afterwards. Sometimes you're there, sometimes you're not, but anyway, he'll be down. Oh, fantastic. It'll be great to say hi to him. He's putting up, he bought my 4 2M XP 32s, and he's got a MT1000 that he got from us here, and an OR 2800 that he found online, and he's got parts of my H-frame, the vertical risers that were from that antenna, and the 20-foot section of Roan 25. So he's getting all the pieces together, and he'll be on with a pretty big moon. He's working moon bounce now, but he's just working out the bugs of his station with 4 13B2s And he's been working people 7 or 8 at a night when he has the moon in Europe. So he'll be interested in it. I guess he's coming down. We got the agenda is something. What was the agenda he mentioned?
So I have to look it up again.
Oh, it's how to use the VNA or something.
Yeah, really? Well, that's pretty interesting.
Anyway, we should have some other checker-inners here. 7:30, and I'm looking for KW6S and or anybody in the Bay Area.
6KLY.
All of a sudden, my audio went dead. I don't know why. It just dropped out. Somebody must have been doing something with my receiver here. Anyway, it's back now. Did anybody say anything? I missed it, whatever it was. K6MYC.
K6KLY.
K6KLY. Very weak, but I got you, Russ. How are you doing?
Doing just fine. I'm hearing about 5 people all talking at the same time. There's a couple of people up here in the Bay Area who want to check in. Also, Mike, over.
Okay, well, I might as well check him in. I haven't heard anything from KW6S. So let's get you in here, 111 K6 KLY. I don't think I've talked to you since before New Year, so Happy New Year to you.
Yes, very Happy New Year to you.
Yes, okay. It did it again. The receiver's quitting. Something to do with the squelch. Is somebody fussing with my squelch here?
I don't know, but WA6AXX, no traffic.
Okay. Good evening, Ed. Big, strong signal here.
6TQL.
Okay, 1 second, Jim. Let me see from Russ. Anything new with you, Russ? Anything coming up? I guess the contest, January contest in 2 weekends, huh?
Yeah, Roger. There's a big expedition going to Clipperton Island. They should be there around the 18th or so, and they're going to have 6 meters and 6 meter moon bounce over.
When is that coming up?
I believe it's on the 18th. They might be. They think about the 18th over.
Of January?
Yes. They're the guys are getting on the boat. I guess on Friday and going out there over.
Okay. Well, I don't think Frank's going to be ready for that, but maybe some other guys will be able to put something together if they don't already have it. But that's good. Anyway, thanks for that update. Let me see. Ed said he doesn't have any news. It was cold today. Bright and sunny here most of the day, though, Ed. How about you?
Oh, I think it was, I'm not sure. I didn't go outside.
Oh, brother. How did you manage to get through a whole day without going out? Okay. No worries. Anyway, let's see. Over to you, Jim. I moved the antenna. This should be better for you. W6PQL, K6MYC.
Oh, yeah. You're ripping in here pretty good, about 5 and 8. And it was pretty clear today, but very cold. 33 was the low this morning, and right now it's 46, so it's not going to be much warmer tonight, I don't think. Yesterday was the same. No rain. 2 or 3 days ago, we got a quarter of an inch. That was about it. And, yeah, I'm looking for WB6JNN if he shows up here tonight. K6MYC, W6PQL.
Okay, I didn't hear Jim pop in. He was in here last night with a very nice signal. And apparently he felt good enough about going outside yesterday, even though it was cold. He did fly some airplanes. So he seemed to be in good health and good spirits.
Hello? Well, there you are.
Yeah, I was testing. I had to get a key line back to my other radio here, and I was just testing it out on 110 there.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, are you going to be around for the 110 thing at 8 o'clock?
No, I can try. If I don't fall asleep, you know how it goes.
Yeah, that does happen. I just wanted to ask you something about your 705, your IC 705. There's a menu setting in there I'd like to ask you about.
Okay, 6USY.
6JNN just for ID purposes. Go ahead, Jim.
Okay, so if you go to, let's see.
I hear you, Aaron. Gotcha.
And then somewhere in there, there's a TX
I got
delay
something for
function. Did you ever find that?
TX delay. No, I don't think I know about that one. I haven't seen it, but maybe there is one.
Yeah, it's like the 9700. I'll find out where it is on my 9700 and tell you how to get there. But we'll do that off frequency, I guess, once. Yeah, let's do that off frequency, maybe at 110.
Yeah, I can go up there right now. That's about 15 minutes, looks like.
Okay, Mike. We'll see you in about. I'll see you after 8 o'clock. After I finish with Jim, I'm going to be staying on 110 and looking for Steve down there in Santa Barbara. So 73's for now. K6MYC W6PQL.
Yeah, and if I miss you on this band, we can pick up your response on 6 meters. So no sweat. I'll come back after I do the. I go on 6 meters right up direct to Nevada. But I'll swing back through you, and then we'll get there eventually on 6 meters. But either way, we'll find you. Good luck with Steve down there. Give him our best wishes for the new year. And I'm glad to have him in here on a regular basis one day. Maybe I can find a spot on these hilltops to get a signal to him. Over.
Yeah, you might be able to do it with that setup. You seem to be a little stronger than you have been before on here on 222. Probably the antennas are doing it for you tonight.
Yeah, I'm still in the house tonight. I was going to operate from the barn with the new PQL amplifier, but it's so cold. I just thought I'd stay in here tonight, if you don't mind, to do 2 nets. I didn't want to go out there and freeze my butt off for 2 nets in a row, if you don't mind.
Okay. All right. We'll catch you another time then on that other system. See you later.
Yeah. It's working. I've already worked 2 or 3 people on it, so it's working good. Thank you. See you later. Anybody else? Let's see. I'm missing KD6SOK. Fred, where are you?
I'm here, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
KD6SOK. Yeah, Zicker just dropped down, but you were really strong earlier about 10.
Just a second, Aaron.
Good evening, Mike, and Happy New Year. How am I coming in? Okay?
Yeah, you're a little weak, but I got you. Stand by, Fred. Stand by. I've got a comment from Aaron, K6USY, who's doing the streaming. Go ahead, Aaron.
Yeah, I fixed your squelch. It was up pretty high, and then you might want to go flip on your PG&E. You're at 31%, and I noticed last night it kind of died when you hit 30%. So I wanted to make sure you didn't go off the air. K6USY 1079.
It was way below 30% when it went off. It was funny. It went off, and by the time I came back in the house, went back out to turn it on, it came back on by itself, back on the battery. So I don't know what the hell that was all about, but I'll go out in a moment and throw the switch. Yeah, we're pretty low. Although I don't know why it's so low, Aaron, because I had good sun all day, and I thought we were getting a pretty good charge, but maybe it's not charging up, or maybe something was drawing extra current today. Anyway, I'll go turn on PG&E so we don't have any issues here.
Yep, no worries. Just don't want to repeat it last night. At least last night you finished the net, but I didn't want you to lose power in between. So we'll catch you later on 6 meters, K6USY.
Yeah, did you hear me disappear quickly last night?
Yeah, and when you disappeared, I lost connection to the computer, so I knew exactly what happened.
Oh, okay, that would be your your cross check anyway. Yeah, fine. That's what it was. All right. Let me just take a break here. Fred, give me 30 seconds, and I'll be right back. KD6SOK, K6MYC. Stand by, Fred.
Okay, Mike. Yeah, this time you came up in signal strength quite a bit. So I'll stand by and you call me back, and I don't know if it's going to change your power level or not. I'll be standing by. KD6SOK.
And K6WIS is here.
Hey, good evening, Paul. Good evening, Paul. I hear you.
Hey, good evening, Fred. I hear you too. 5x3. Pretty good signal from the Bay Area tonight into Placerville foothills, over.
Oh, very good. Yeah, you're coming in pretty good here as well. Better than Q5. Well, let's see. Geez, I can't really tell, but you're solid. It's going to be freezing tonight. Do you have snow on the ground at your house already?
Yes, we had about nearly an inch maybe on Saturday, and there's still snow sticking around in the shady areas. The sunny areas that melted today were on Sunday. It came in on Saturday. But there's still snow in the shady areas on the north-facing slopes and on the roads, the access roads here, over.
Oh, wow. You're probably going to get more snow in the next couple of days, too. Another big storm system is headed your way, so... Oh, well, at least keep the wood stove going, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, it's going right now. I've been chopping and splitting a lot of wood, so I'm getting a nice big pile ready for some more chilly days, over.
That's very good. Hey, Paul, I was wondering, do you do any satellite work at all? Do you work any satellites?
No, negative on the satellite business, over.
Okay, I was just curious. I don't remember whether you worked satellites or Ed did, or I was just talking to somebody today about satellites. And I used to work satellites, and I forgot. It's been years since I tried it, and I forgot which satellites I worked actually.
Well, I think J&N, Jim, there in East San Jose, still works satellites, over.
Oh, okay, very good. Well, I'll give him a call. I'll see if I can talk to J&N and see if he can give me some pointers on what's a good satellite to work. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Paul. And 7-3, KD6SOK.
Roger, Roger. Yeah, there's a choice of, they're all low Earth orbit. There's none of the high apogee ones, elliptical orbit. So they're all pretty much low Earth orbit. And there's the FM ones, and then there's the SSB transverter ones. So.
Gotcha. So elliptical orbits. Okay, got it. So they come in pretty low over us.
Right, now the present bunch of satellites are pretty circular orbits, so polar orbits pretty low, over.
Okay, I hear you. So, yeah, they're pretty low. So communication through the satellites, it's very quick. You don't have a lot of time to talk.
Roger that, yeah, maybe 10, 15 minutes at the most, over.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. All right. Oh, okay. Awesome. Yeah, I'll give James a call and see if he can help me. Because I'd like to do a demonstration at work on that. So, thank you, Paul. I appreciate it.
Roger. Yeah, good luck on that, and I hope you get some fruitful contacts here. 73s for now. KD6SOK, K6WIS.
Yeah, and we've got you logged in, Paul, and we've got you logged in, Fred, KD6SOK. Good signal and steady. And K6WIS, nice signal from you, Paul. We missed you yesterday, but I didn't hear you no matter where I pointed, so I guess you weren't around. Anyway, good signals, and good evening, Paul. Do you have any other check-ins for us, Paul?
Hi, good evening, Mike. K6MYC in the group K6WIS. Yep, the usual Clear Lake suspects. That would be N1PPP and KA6OSS. Kent, over.
Okay, got him. Thanks very much, and maybe we'll hear them tonight. Sometimes, I guess a week ago they came in, and we had a wonderful chat with Dave. I think it was on 222. It was either that or 2 meters, but he had a really good signal and it didn't fade out for quite a while, so it was quite unusual. Anyway, thanks for that. Hopefully your weekend went okay. Got a little snow up there. Got cold here. We got a quarter of an inch of rain, more or less. A little less than, but close. I didn't think we got any rain at first, but then I looked in the rain gauge and it was up a smidge. So we did get a little rain here. About as much as everybody got, somewhere between an eighth and a quarter of an inch all over the Bay Area and all over the West Coast here, it seemed like. Anyway, good deal. Let's see who else we have, if there's anybody else in the Bay Area or anything else that you have, Fred, if you've got anything else to pass on here. KD6SOK, go ahead, K6MYC.
Well, thank you, Mike. No, you peaked at 20 over 9. Really strong signal from you today. For tonight, sorry. It's clear and very cold. Yeah, it was 33 degrees here this morning. It's probably going to be just as cold tomorrow morning. Yeah, excellent signals tonight. Boy, I can hear Paul up there in Placerville, and I can hear you nice and strong. And so it's fantastic on 222. This band really works well when it works well, and you got a good setup. And you sound your audio quality is excellent, Mike. 86.
Okay, and we are live streaming. We are now capable of live streaming both from the shack here in the house and also from the shack in the barn on 1296 and 2 meters and 222. We have the capability in the barn now to run a kilowatt in the barn. We have got a new amplifier from Jim. He had an old one that he resurrected, puts out about 900 watts, so it's a nice amp for 222 backup in the barn. I was going to call the net out here tonight, but it's too damn cold, so I thought we'd just do it from the house here. The antenna in the barn isn't quite as high, and it isn't quite as good as this one. This is a pair of XP50s, 222 XP50s, XP40s, I'm sorry. But and they're up at 92 feet or so, very high and very accurate, and doing a good job for us. The barn is a 6-wavelength 222 antenna, but just a single at about 45 feet. So probably a little bit down from this one, but not enough to talk about. Okay, let me see if there's anybody else, Fred. And of course, we'd like to have you plan for the weekend after this coming weekend to try and get on in the contest a little bit, get some contest activity in, and hand out some points on 222, particularly in some of the more difficult bands, Fred. KD6SOK for the January contest, K6MYC.
Okay, is that on the? It's not on the 5th. Let's see, what is that? It's on the 18th. No, let me think. I'm trying to do my math here.
Yeah, the 18th. It's not this coming weekend, but the one after.
Oh, I see. So the 20th and 20th and 21st.
Yeah, I guess that's right.
Okay, I'll make an attempt, and then you always do the 8 o'clock get-together on this band at 8 o'clock on Saturday night, right?
Yeah, I hadn't announced that, but we'll still do that. That always seems to work out pretty well. 7:30 on, 7:30, 8 o'clock on 222, and then we go to 432, and then 1296, over.
That's right, I remember that. Okay, thank you. All right, I won't hold you up any further. Talk to you later, KD6. Okay, thanks, Mike.
Okay. Now, anybody else in the Bay Area for the Bozo Net? K6MYC, standing by. Anybody anywhere for the Bozo Net 222.1? Okay, nothing heard, so let me bump the antenna a little bit more toward. Okay, there we are up toward N6RO, who's probably recovering from a very heavy teletype roundup, ARRL teletype roundup that was on over the weekend, and they placed second in the world and had their highest score ever, so they did really well. N6 Radio Oscar, K6MYC. He's recovering. Maybe he's eating dinner or something. How about, well, we won't have Steve because Steve doesn't have 222 yet, even though I've been poking at him with a pointy stick. So let's see. Let me go a little further. Maybe we can hear the Clear Lake boys. I heard you guys the other week. So let's see if I can get you in here tonight. This is toward Clear Lake. N1PPP, KA6OSX, and or K6MYC calling and listening. Well, they'd already checked in, so maybe they took off. Okay, let's go on up to Sacramento. Well, I'm going a little bit right about here for Darren. We should hear Darren in here, KJ6KFB, and maybe even Bill will sneak in here. KJ6KFB, K6MYC.
I've been trying to get a hold of N6RO about the 222 net, Mike, and he's just not responding.
Roger, hang on a second, Bill. N6RO, we hear you even off the side of the beam, Ken. Good evening to you, 835, and probably cold as it is everywhere, over.
Yeah, outside it's chilly, but nice and warm in the shack here with that new wall we put up with insulation and that stuff. Yeah, this radio was on RTTY and remote to the back of the radio, and the mic is in the front of the radio, and I finally discovered it when the meters didn't move. We'll see you on 6 later.
Yeah, we'll catch up on 6 meters, and thanks for that. So you're have you caught up on your sleep?
Yeah, I slept all day.
Okay, you'll do an all-nighter whether you want to or not then, huh?
Yeah, my body clock is way off.
I'll bet it is. Okay, well, very good. And, well, Aaron's probably busy with something, so we'll catch him sometime somewhere here, Bill. But let me get a little bit more up your way if that's the case. That should be right about on you, Bill. KO6KD, K6MYC.
My goodness, Mike. Yeah, you're almost 20 over S9 right now. Wow, big signal. Wow. Yeah, that really made a big difference. Holy cow. I thought I was hearing you good before, but wow, big signal. Yep, you're coming in really good. I'm sorry that Darren's not around to listen, and Jack, K9TAZ, he said he was not able to hear you last week, and with his setup, tonight I bet you he definitely would hear you. But anyway, yep, go ahead and log me in, KO6KD number 776, saying good evening to everybody on the net, and I'll stand by, and we'll catch you on 6 meters then.
Yeah, as always, I'll be starting at 6 meters toward the north, and I may come back down through you guys and catch you if you're there, but I won't stay long because I really should go down to Lake Isabella as quick as I can at the beginning of what would be the beginning of the 6 meter net, and then come back up. So we'll catch you going or coming one way or the other, Bill. Good signal here too, rock solid. And maybe by that time, well, maybe before we're done here, we'll have a little bit of Darren in here. Anyway, you're sounding very loud, and it was good to chat this morning. By the time I got done with the radio and fiddled around with the fireplace and emptied the ashes, and one thing led to another, and all of a sudden it was noon.
Yeah, I know. It's like, where'd the morning go?
Boy, I'll say.
Well, I enjoyed it. I'm glad that we had a chance to chat. And, I don't like the idea of just having 15, 20 minutes and then we got things to do. This is nice to have a nice little round table and an easy discussion. So I certainly enjoyed it. Maybe we don't get to do that every day, but when we do, it's fun.
Yeah, well, most of it left you out because it was just about Greg and his STEP IR problems over there. But I was curious as to what actually could be causing it, and it helped me understand better what they're doing. I mean, I kind of knew the know the concept pretty well, but he confirmed several things that I thought I knew. And we pretty much agreed on the fact that there's no clutch. And the clutch that they talk about is just the stumbling and the missing movement of the stepper motors when they run out of gas. They don't move the right amount on every single pulse that they get hit with. Anyway, but that was it was long and involved. But you know how Greg is; he's very, very definitive. He explains everything to the nth degree, and sometimes I don't need it, but he feels like he has to go through all that because it puts everything in his mind in context. So it's easier for him to answer that way. So we just let it go, and we did finally get all the information that I needed to kind of make a judgment call on it. And the only thing I can think of is a quickie, stupid Band-Aid solution is to vibrate the elements when he's in that bad situation where he's trying to make the turn and he's finished the turn, but there's all the friction of the beryllium copper strip running against the loop, the return loop on the 40-meter section. It's when it gets fully in there, so he's got 180 degrees of restriction. It's not just laying in the bottom of a straight tube. It's bending, and I think the bend is about 3 feet diameter. But it's still a curve where the tape has to turn and go reverse on itself. And when it's just finishing that 180, if it only had to go 90, I don't think he'd ever have a problem. He says it makes the full turn, and then that's when it starts to get stumbly, and only after 42 degrees or so. All righty. Let's see. Is there anybody else while I'm pointed this direction for the Bozo Net 222 K6MYC?
Well, I have another comment about the step IR when you get a chance.
Yeah, somebody under said a voice. Was that you, Darren?
USL 756 Kilo Juliet 6 Kilo Foxtrot Bravo.
Yeah, KJ6KFB, very loud with 5 watts. They're really booming in. Over.
No, well, you're just breaking that F9 mark on this scale, so just coming in here gangbusters compared to the other frequencies, as it were. Anyway, good evening, sir. Don't have much to add. I'm still working on trying to get things back above the rotor.
Yeah, I copied everything. I was just writing you in the log here. Very good. Well, you aren't. Are you just planning for the rotor movement to get this antenna on the rotor? But you're not going to do it. Are you going to try and do it before January 18 in the contest?
I don't know if I'll make that date or not. At this point, I do not have enough supplies gathered and equipment gathered to make it happen. So hopefully, but I'm not going to guarantee it.
Yeah, that's okay. If we even get you in here for a 222 contact, it would be good, and you'll probably work 5 or 10 people. What we do, as we did on the other bands, and you can take advantage of this, we come on at about, I think I said 7:30, but it might be 8 o'clock. 7:30 or 8 o'clock, we start on 222 on a Saturday night. Try to get everybody on the more difficult bands in one place at one time. And I swing up toward the Bay Area and kind of swing back and forth between you and the Bay Area. And then I go to the guys in Nevada. And then we come back through and we work as many people as we can on 222. And then about 8 o'clock or a little bit after 8 o'clock, we go to 432. We do that same thing for 45 minutes, and then quarter to 9 or so, 8:30 to quarter to 9, we go to 1296. And at that point in time, you can go QRT. Hi. So that's Saturday night, whatever Saturday is, I think it's January 18 or 19. The contest starts at 11 in the morning on Saturday. And, most of the activity at that point is on 2 meters. You could get on and work a few people and then take a break the rest of the day and then get back on at 8 o'clock, and we can finish up on the difficult bands, 222, 432, and 1296. And then, of course, the same thing again on Sunday. everybody starts going hard, and it lasts until 8 o'clock. And, of course, on that weekend, we do not have a 6-meter net. I'm sorry, we do not have a 2-meter net at the end of it because the contest is over at 8 o'clock. And, of course, the net starts at 7:30. So rather than impact the net, we just let it go and try and catch anybody that hasn't got the word. And I go up on 144, 240 and catch the stragglers. All right, that's the story. KJ6KFB, you take it, and then you can try turning it Bill and see if he's copying K6MYC. Go ahead, Darren.
I don't know if Bill could hear me once I pointed down your way, but he might just hear me off the side or back. All righty, Mike, carry on, KJ6KFB.
Yeah, well, very steady signal, working good with 5 watts and a 10 easy. Nobody can say that doesn't work. That's a good system. All right, Bill, back up to you, KO6KD, and I'll bump the antenna your way, K6MYC.
Yeah, not copying Darren at all. I did go over to the remote, and I heard him quite well. I'm amazed, S7, S8 signal that you're hearing him with down there. Quite impressive, and and for months he's been dragging his feet, saying, "Oh no, Mike's not going to hear me." You're hearing him almost as well as you're hearing me. We're pretty close, and I'm running 130 watts. But at any rate, I was going to make a comment about the step IR, and I've wondered, since they have the flat tape that they extend out through the element and fold back onto itself, I've wondered at times those elements sag a lot. I've seen some of them where they get a lot of ice loading and the things really sag very badly. And I wondered, why is it that they don't get rid of the tape and instead use I don't know, maybe like a 10 gauge, maybe 12, 14 gauge, hard drawn copper clad steel wire with a very large ball on the end of it, so that way it won't jam or gall, and actually extend that. That way it can bend up and down and left and right and go around the corner and come back and have very little resistance in there. And I've wondered why it is they don't maybe even put some sort of Teflon coating inside the tube. But I was wondering, what do you think? Would that possibly be a design change, getting rid of the flat tape and going with some sort of hard-drawn copper-clad steel with a ball on the end of it for their elements? Over.
Well, that's a no-go because you can't wind up the wire. You have to wind this tape up. It has to go on a spindle. That wire at some point is maybe 18, 19, 20 feet long, 22, 23, 24, 25, 27, 30 feet long. And then it has to wind up on a spool when you pull it back, where the element has to get backward, totally retracted. And you're not going to do that with a stiff wire. I just had an epiphany, though. It may be that the little aluminum and the little Teflon things could be put on the tape, maybe 2 or 3 of them near the end of it, where they still don't get wound up on the spool when you pull them all back in. Just start the Teflon buttons, put 2 or 3 buttons on that tape every 10 inches or something, and let it ride so the whole 6-foot end of it, let's say, rides on the little Teflon buttons. But I don't know how much they try to wind up. They try to make it so it can work all the way on from 6 meters to 40. That means it's got to wind up to about 55 inches only exposed. Over.
Yeah. Well, there's got to be something other than just using flat tape, I would think. But excuse me, because I've seen photographs of guys that have had snowstorms and heavy icing, and those things, they're hanging down at the better part of 35, 40 degrees, and I'm surprised the things didn't snap. And So, I don't see how how the tape can bend down, and then I don't know. Anyway, it was just a thought. But anyway, that's one of the reasons why years ago when they came out with that design, I didn't rush right out and buy one, simply because I figured they're going to have problems with them. And it looks like, in a matter of speaking, they are. Okay, anyway, that's it. I know you got to get out with the net, so I'll say 7-3 for now. And we'll look for you here in a few minutes on 6 meters. And hopefully we'll catch you in the morning. K6MYC in a group, 7-3, KO6 Kitty.
Well, first of all, the problem that Greg's having is not occurring at freezing. So he doesn't have ice or snow, and he's not seeing any excess of droop. In fact, he's got his elements supported. He put overheads on them, and he pulls them up so they're relatively level. So that's not an issue. He's done everything he can to make it as easy for that tape to wander around through there and turn around and get fully extended as he can. But, yeah, I don't know what they're doing with the guys that have the big droops. I don't know how they're getting by with it. I've never heard of anybody having this problem. But it may be that that's why a lot of the step IRs are not on 40 meters very much, or if they are, they sometimes don't seem like they're working very well because they're probably not resonant. Over.
Yeah, well, that could very well be. I don't know what Billy's done to his over there, but I guess that's kind of a hybrid anyway. Well, that's an excellent idea. Yeah, if you could have some sort of a stanchion go out and pull the wire, pull those elements up to keep them flat. I think that's a fantastic idea. All right, anyway, well, this is something for us to chat about tomorrow. My problem with Greg is I have a hard time with his audio. His audio, it's very loud, and then it gets very, very soft, and then it's very loud. But I have a kind of popping around. I have a very difficult time understanding him a lot of the times, and I just don't understand why. But anyway, enough said. 7-3 for now. I'm sorry for taking up so much of the net time. KO6 Kitty.
Yeah, well, I think part of that is his Vox, and he turns away, and he doesn't always key the Vox as smoothly. Bob's got about the best Vox operation of anybody I've ever seen up there. There's seldom a time when he makes the slightest pause that I can't break in and he doesn't hear me.
KW.
I agree completely.
Okay, KW what?
KW6S.
Okay, hi, Tom. We hear you. I'll check you in, but I'm not going to rotate back your way because we should be going to Nevada. I did call you earlier, but you weren't in here at 7:30. I'll see you on 6 meters, Tom. We'll see you on 6, okay? KW6S, Santa Cruz. K6MYC, over.
Very good, Mike. I'll try to catch you on 6. I've got some stuff failing here, but I should still be able to get on 6. K6MYC, KW6S.
Okay. Well, thanks very much for coming in, and obviously I can hear you. I'm pointed towards Sacramento, so a long ways off of you, but we're still copying. Ben's in very good shape tonight. Everybody's loud. We'll see you on 6 meters in, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes, okay? Yeah, I guess so. Okay, anybody else here on 222 before we go to Nevada? 222 Nevada, 222 Bozo Net. Anybody? Missing a lot of locals here. 222. Anybody? All the way up to Nevada. KW6, no, not KW. N7 Whiskey Tango. N7WT, K6MYC.
K6MYC, November 7, Whiskey Tango, 657, over.
Yeah, very good. Solid copy, very loud signal tonight, Larry. Good to hear you. Hopefully it'll hold up for you. And maybe Daniel will be in here. Daniel's got the 220 antenna functional. Since the first of the year, at least, I've worked him at least once. So I think he's functional, but whether it's snowed in at this point in time, I don't know. So let's see if Daniel is there. KE7UQL with N7WT, K6MYC. I don't hear Daniel, so maybe we can just keep an ear out for him. And of course, I'll when I finish with you here, Larry, we'll diddle around a little bit, and then I'll go back over to 6 meters. We'll start with you and Richard on 6 meters here at about 15 or 20 after 8.
Okay, Roger on that. By the way, you're 5'9" and 20 over tonight. I got the gas vents out at the antenna listening to you tonight, so you're 20 over 9, over.
Oh, yeah, you're loud too, but we got good conditions on top of everything else here. So you're super strong also. No problemo. Sorry that Daniel's not in there, but he must be having snow and weather problems over there. Over.
Yeah, Roger. He's definitely got a snow problem. We got 4 inches here at our place, and Daniel's about a little higher altitude than I am, so he got probably even more snow. But we're having, I guess, going to have another 1 or 2 days clear, then we're going to get hit with another big storm here Wednesday night. Over.
Oh, you're planning on a big storm. Okay. By the way, don't forget the January contest. I think it's on the following weekend, not this coming weekend, but the weekend after.
I'll try to be on the contest. Over.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And, of course, we'll try to do the same thing on that Saturday night. Starting at 7:30 or so, we'll be on 222 here, and then gradually migrating to 432 and then up to 1296. So all that on Saturday night between 7:30 and 9:30. Over.
Roger on that. We 7:30 on Saturday night and 220 and up, and 7WT.
Okay, very good, very good. 7-3 for now, and I'll just go in and make the switch over to 6 meters here, and we'll see you there very shortly.
Okay, we'll see you there. That's probably, quarter after the hour, maybe. N7WT. We'll see you over there on 6. We'll be listening. N7WT clear. 7-3.
7-3, Larry. Okay, anybody else here for any chatter here before we go to 6 meters? K6MYC, Delta Mike 07, north of Fresno. All quiet on the 220 front. Oh, you killed my squelch again. Fussing with that squelch, you don't need to do that.